Hello class, I just wanted to talk to you about final assignments that are due coming up. Two important ones, and I also want to talk briefly about the last quiz, the statistics, how you guys did. So first let's start with that. Okay, quiz 6, it came and went, right? Lowest was a score of 9 out of 25. Highest, of course, was 25 out of 25. The range of about 16, if you convert that as a range of 16 points. The average score, 21, so that's an 84%, was the average score, and same with the median score. The median score was also 21 out of 25, which is an 84% as well. Standard deviation, then we're looking at 4 points in either direction from the mean. So there wasn't, well, I guess it's a decent size. The spread is decent size. There's only 25 points, and we had a standard deviation of 4 points. 44% of you earned A's on the quiz, and 32% of you earned B's. So you add that together, and that's what's over 3/4 of you earned an A or a B on the quiz. I like that. That's very good. And so, again, the quizzes, I mean, they weren't all that difficult. If you were reading the material, paying attention to due dates and really reading the material, you probably got 100%. Many of you guys earned 100% on those quizzes, so that's good. That's only good for your grade, of course. The next thing I wanted to talk a little bit about is the posting. Okay, as you know from my email yesterday, my announcement yesterday, I pushed back the posting date to Wednesday, so next Wednesday. By 11 o'clock, your final posting number 5, will be due. This posting is, I hope it'll be fun. One of your classmates, Jenny, emailed me, and I'm not a big, although my sister tells me that The Soup is the best show on TV, and I'm missing The Soup. I should watch it every week, she says. And it takes a lot for her to laugh. She's this attorney that, you know, she doesn't have a lot of patience or time for things that aren't extremely witty. And so she loves this show called The Soup. Anyway, that brings me to the E channel, which I don't really watch regularly at all. Once in a while I'll flip it on if something funny is on. But your classmates said that they're having, and of course, right, they're having a Sarah Palin E True Hollywood Story, you know, those documentaries. And those are what I actually would watch in the past from E. So take this with a grain of salt. It's on E, which is entertainment. It's going to be, it's about Sarah Palin. It's airing Thursday evening, 9 Central Time. And I'm sure you're going to be able to access it via the web after it originally airs. Okay, so I don't think you should have any problems. And again, we all put our heads together, and you guys are usually really good with finding out where to, you know, where you can see this for free if you can't watch it at that time or you don't have E, you don't have the cable channel. So the last posting incorporates E, the E documentary on Sarah Palin, or excuse me, the E True Hollywood Story on Sarah Palin, and also the book, okay, that you've read. So the directions are A through L. If your last name is A through L, I want you to make an argument that the documentary showed Sarah Palin in a positive light and supported at least 2 different things she discussed in her book. Also make the argument that such a documentary is a benefit if she decides to run as a Republican presidential candidate in 2012. Discuss at least 2 presidential traits the documentary highlights Sarah Palin having that are important to showcase when running for president. Your essay must be cogently written, no less than 500 words, 12-point normal font, etc. Okay? So A through L, you're going to be looking for kind of the positive spin as you watch that documentary on Sarah Palin. And not only positive and just like, oh, she's such a positive person, but positive in terms of a presidential candidate. Is this going to help her? How is this going to be a benefit to her for running for president? And then M through Z, you make an argument that the documentary showed Sarah Palin in a negative light. Also make the argument that such a documentary is a liability in at least 3 specific ways, should she decide to run for president. Next, discuss at least 2 things shown in the documentary that the book doesn't discuss. Finally, can you imagine a male presidential candidate being profiled on E? Why or why not? Your essay must be cogently written in no less than 500 words, etc. Okay, so those, again, so A through L, you take the positive spin, M through Z, you take the negative spin. Now, Sarah Palin, and I've been meaning to put up articles, but I'm sure you guys have just seen them online. She's been in the news lately again, quite a bit, coincidentally, the last 3 weeks or so. Mainly just kind of being very negative about the president's budget proposals and in terms of what he wants to do with the debt ceiling and just the economy in general. So she's been very vocally negative about, obviously, about, what he's doing. So some would say, aha, so it's starting, she's definitely going to be a contender, and others don't think so at all. So this should kind of be fun, interesting, incorporating both the book, which is kind of a light book, and meaning it's not academic, and then a light show, non-academic show. So I hope that you have fun, and I hope that the posts are interesting. And again, that'll be due next Wednesday by 11 p.m. Okay, and again, it's in your groups. You have to go back to your group page and click on the group discussion board, and then you'll see the posting. The paper, remember, after this posting, you still have this final paper. Hopefully some of you guys have been working on it. It's worth 120 points. This is not a paper, it's not a very long paper necessarily. Looking at 7, I think it's a 7 to 10 pages. If it's 12 would be the absolute max. Okay, so it's not a very long paper for a term paper at all. But longer doesn't mean better. I've learned that. I've learned my lesson there. So you should be able to do the assignment within, like I said, 12 pages max, 7 pages minimum. What John did is he really specified your options. There are 3 different options for the paper, okay, and he has them down. So if you click on course information and then scroll down to paper, okay, to final paper, you'll see the different paper options. He's very specific about what's required in the paper. You need to really follow our instructions depending on which option you choose. And remember, 120 points is a lot of points. Some of you guys really need those points. So you want it to be as perfect as possible and well thought out and well researched. Remember, we've read lots of term papers, okay, through the years. And so it's very, very easy to pick out thoughtful papers versus papers that have been thrown together in a day. I mean, within the first paragraph, you could determine that. I mean, that's going to severely affect your grade, okay, if it's kind of a slick paper, not touching the points, not having the right amount of resources, not being formatted correctly, etc. So you want to take this assignment very seriously. You hand it in via safe assign, right in course information. You hand it in via safe assign, and it's an anti-plagiarism tool that we use, so we can make sure that the work that you turn in is solely your own, okay? And we verify that. So it's a great program that I think the majority of professors use now. And the deadline, I know like throughout the semester I'll push things back and we'll push that back. And I'm glad I did. I don't regret any of the decisions that I made. However, I want you to know for this paper, the deadline will be firm. It's May 8th by whatever time he says, I think 11 o'clock. The paper has to be turned in via safe assign. Not emailed to me, not emailed to John. Now, things happen. I understand that. And it could be considered a non-emergency, but still kind of something happened in your life. You can't get the paper in. You want to turn it in the 9th. You can turn it in the 9th, but it's going to be a 10-point deficit every day that it's late. So even if you turn it in at the 9th at 2 in the morning, okay, we're going to have to take off the 10 points, right? And I'm going to be firm with those, the deductions. So it's 10 points every day, okay, every day that it's late. So if you hand it, it's due on the 8th, I think that's let me see, the 5th, the 6th is a Friday. So I think that's a Sunday. So say you turn it in on Wednesday, okay? Um, that would be 30 points off the paper, just off the bat, okay, without grading it yet. So please schedule your time accordingly. If you have questions, if you wanted me to see a little outline or something, or John to see an outline, we ask that you do that, um, you know, this week, next week, because we can't look at a bunch of outlines, the week of finals. I'm going to be so busy. You guys are going to be busy as well. So if you want us to look at something, just so, do I seem to be on the right track, we could give you some guidance, okay? But again, if you turn into us May 6th and say, here's my outline, can you look at it? I probably will not get to it, okay, 2 days before, because I have finals in my other classes as well. And John, I don't know if he's going to get to it either. So plan about a week in advance, okay, a week in advance by the 1st of May, if you wanted us to look at an outline. I hope you've enjoyed the class thus far. I have. There's really much more material. I kind of wish I was only teaching like 2 classes, because it would have kept giving you guys more and more material. But I know that you guys read the news too, so you're seeing a lot of the news articles and news magazine articles about women in politics. In particular right now, Sarah Palin, Michelle Bachmann are the biggies, Hillary Clinton as well. But any other questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you.